use the whatever this is.
Right.
I woke up an hour and a half ago. I've been talking to the banks. I've been talking to a bunch of people and trying to sort things out just to like recoup, recover, decompress from what I just experienced this morning. It felt like every 15 minutes I was waking up. And I kept going right back to the same dream I was having. And oh my God, you guys, I'm going to share what little pieces of the dream I can with you because a lot of it was really personal. There was an underground bunker, like real underground, really underground. And I couldn't see my face or my body, but I knew I had a body. I couldn't see my hands, I couldn't see my feet, and I couldn't breathe. It was like I was in a machine or like a R2D2 or something. It was so weird. It was so weird. And there was a woman there with long, brown, beautiful hair, like dark, jet black brown hair almost. It was so beautiful. And there was a guy with like blondish kind of hair, maybe in his teens. I don't know. And in this like, underground facility, there was all these weird, it was like the danger room in the X-Men, okay? Like, can you tell I look different today? Oh my God. It was like the danger room. And in that place, I was like, I can't breathe. We have to leave. I can't breathe. And they're like, what do you mean? We're almost at the end of it. Just hold on. I'm like, I can't. And I was going through this, and I'm like, I can't breathe. And the more I couldn't breathe, the more the walls started tearing down into machine monsters. Like little crawling spider machines. It was so fucking weird. And then as soon as that started happening at the end of the dream, because the dream was continuing over and over and over. I went to sleep at midnight. I woke up at 11:30 in the morning. Every few minutes, I was turning on one side, turning on the other side, turning on one side, waking up, turning, sweating. And then I noticed one of the times I woke up and I'm staring at myself in bed, dead. And I'm like, excuse me? And I jumped back in my body and I jumped through my mind back into the dream. And I found that brown haired girl again with that boy. And I'm like, we need to leave. And they're like, where the fuck did you go? And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, you have to get me out of here. And she's like, how? I'm like, just take me to the elevator. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes. She's like, it only goes down. And I'm like, that's okay. So she like unbuckled me off of something and put me on the floor. And I noticed I don't have legs. And I'm like trying to pull myself on the ground, trying to get to this elevator shaft. And the walls are like crumbling and turning into machines, like coming at me, like trying to stop me. And I'm like, crawling and crawling. And then I noticed a chain and necklace off of someone's neck. And like I grabbed the necklace and I split it. I'm like, get me out of here right now. And the necklace turned into a blade. And I was like, what the fuck? And I saw it turn into a snake with a blade at the end of its tail. And I tossed it over and I'm like, get me out of here. Like everything I was touching was turning into weapons. It was so fucking ridiculous. And then this like giant door opened and it was all black. And she's like, don't go in there. Don't go in there. And I'm like, I dropped myself down the elevator shaft and all those fucking monsters started following me and left everybody else in that bunker. And I'm like falling down this elevator shaft with all these monsters falling after me. And I was like, and then I woke up in bed going, sweating. And I couldn't breathe. But as I was falling down that elevator, the farther I fell, the more I could breathe. And then the world turned upside down again. And then I was here. And I could see the sky. Like, I feel traumatized. Now I feel better. The other part of the dream that I wasn't sure if I should tell you about or not, but now I'm being like, they're telling me to tell you. There was an entity or some kind of I mean, it's an entity. It's not really a being or person, but it's a being. And everything I was looking at, it was like twisting it into something else. So for all I know, those machines that were chasing me were actually allies trying to help me. What all I saw was machines and weapons and blades. That necklace was probably like a crescent moon, and I saw it as a knife, like to defend myself with. And I'm like, get me out of here. I scare myself sometimes in these dreams, man. That entity was twisting everything I was looking at into an enemy form. And then I was like, no, fighting everything. And as I was falling, I was noticing, why aren't they attacking me? And then I went flop and woke up in bed. I felt myself die again. When I woke up, I couldn't even feel my heartbeat. I was sitting in bed and I'm like, and as soon as I felt my heartbeat go thump thump, I broke down and cried so bad. That version of me that died, dude, she or he was so grief stricken. No legs, barely one hand. Like, I remember trying to claw myself across the fucking ground, and like my fingers were hurting. And on the bed, my hand was moving on the bed like this, grabbing the blanket, as if my body was pulling myself on the bed. But in the dream, I'm pulling myself off a middle floor down an elevator shaft. The grief I was feeling in that dream from being that person in that bunker. And in that dream, that person that I was talking to this person that I am. And she or he in that dream kept wanting the sky. She's like, get me to nature. Get me to nature. Let me go. And everyone was like, no, you're not ready. You're not ready. I'm like, just let me go. And I'm like, no, you're not ready. And then that's when the other necklace, the metal thing fell, and I held it as another blade. And I'm like, let me go. Are you sure? I was not afraid of death at all. It was so weird. I was like, oh, that's how I do this. Okay, there's the way. Let me go. Whoops! Here I am again. And today, like this morning, at like in the recent half an hour, I messaged the person I thought that was like doing shady shit to me, and I'm like, "Can we talk?" She's like, "Sure, later though." And then she says something like, "No weapon formed shall prosper," and I was like, "Oh, ding!" Like something in my mind went ding. The entity thing, turning everyone into enemies. And then I was sitting on the phone talking to the bank while I'm processing all this. And I realized the same feeling I've had in the recent week, I had in a relationship with Corey. I had in a relationship with Damien. I had in a relationship with Jimmy, with my parents, with myself, with animals, with nature. Every fucking time I get close to something good, this thing shows up and it's like, they're all enemies. And I'm like, are you sure? And it's like, so I've been testing it for the past week because something in the back of my mind's like, something's not right. Something's not right. This is happening again. And I was like, okay, go with it. Ride the wave. Let's see what exactly this is. And I noticed sabotage, sabotage, sabotage. My connection sabotaged. My bank account sabotaged. Everything sabotaged. But no one's claiming any responsibility for it. Which then brought me into the state of, ooh, injustice. Something's wrong. I have to fight it. And then I remembered, even in the dream, Storm versus the Shadow King. Psylocke versus the Shadow King. Jean Grey versus Xavier. And I'm like, and then I saw Xavier's face from X-Men's Last Stand, I think, where he's like telling the Dark Phoenix, don't let it control you. And then I saw the Dark Phoenix's face, but like my face overlaid with her and then like deteriorating into dust. And I was like, stop, rewind. And all of reality went whoop, whoop, back. And I was like, okay, now what's the problem? And the screen, I turned the screen around and I looked behind. And again, that entity was right there. And I was like, what even is that thing? It has no form. It has no hands. It has no legs. It's just like doubt or something, suspicion, paranoia. And I noticed every time I've been in a good place, this thing shows up and it's like something's wrong. And then the part of me that wants to keep everything kosher, you know, everything good, everything in order and harmonized, that part of me is like, who do I gotta fight? And then the other part of me is like, can we not fight? Can we not fight? We don't want to fight. Can we just be friends? And then the part of me that wants to fight is like, how many more times are you gonna be friends with enemies? And then I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Just fight. But then I don't fight. I go and like bake a cake. I go and play video games. So it's something I noticed that likes to ruin my relationships, my success, my features. And then once it does what it wants with me, it's gone. It's like it's just something that wants to crush me and then leave. But in order for it to crush me, it has to get me to a state where I'm like battle ready. And then when I'm battle ready, it's like, no, 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 bye. We're not fighting you. So was this just a trigger? So I paid attention to it, and I was just kind of meditating in the back of my mind because Gemini, Pisces, Virgo, I can split in two. It's very easy, for me at least. People are like, oh, you have multiple personalities. No, honey, it's a psychic talent. It's like astral projection, but you don't project out. You stay in. Master it. Like when you've been abused as a child so much, you kind of learn detachment. But when you're a psychic person, when you detach and you learn detachment, you kind of learn to remote view and 3D view and like astral project within yourself. It's weird. It's weird. So when I was doing this and I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? Because in the dream, I was talking to Jesus again, too, way in the beginning of the dream. And he was saying something about, we're doing all this to help you. You have to find the root. And then all the other dreams started, and then it ended with me falling down the elevator shaft. You can purchase one, my dear. Thank you, though. I'm going to have a sale on like private readings because I know not everybody has like a whole bunch of money. So for like the next 2 weeks, I guess until my technical birthday is 11/25. So I'm putting this out on the fucking internet. Until 11/25, I'm going to be just doing like personal readings that are like this, just me and you in a private video. 11/25. So let's do like uh what is that number? Why can't I fucking hold on? Dyslexia. 125. 125. That's the English number. Sado Bistopage. Yeah, 125. And 10 cents. No, I'm kidding. I'll do like an hour private readings for like 125 for like the next until my birthday. So I intend to have a really good birthday. So if you guys want private readings, message me on what is that email I have? The real starkindler at Gmail. Yeah, just message me on there and we'll do like a private reading. Because I don't even get paid for this. So I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude to you. It's just I have so many other things to deal with. Like if you want me to do a private reading for you, it's going to need to be in a clear mind where it's just me and you. What else? Yeah, there's weird stuff going on, and I don't know what's going on planetarily or stars, whatever. I don't really give a shit. It doesn't apply to me anyway. It never really has. Every time people are like, "Oh, Venus is moving into this and Saturn is moving into that," it's usually just my emotions and my moods and my chakras. Weird. Anyway, that's about it. There were two people into like, oh, that person wanted a free reading and took away his like. Okay. Wow, Eddie. No wonder I didn't want to read for you. Like, I'm not doing this shit for free anymore, bro. You guys get general readings for free. Otherwise, you're paying for it. And if you don't want to pay 125, I'll turn it to 1250. If that doesn't work, I'll turn it into $12,500. I've been so contained. I can't even begin to tell you how much my entire life has been like, don't express yourself. No. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Look at this day though, dude. It's like it's so like gray and just I don't like it. But it's so nice and cool. Mhm. I'm still processing. I think it's God, Jesus saying to me, literally Jesus. I remember at one point I was like, "Why do I look like you?" And he was like, he didn't answer me. He just started smiling, and then I don't remember the rest of it. Another part of the dream, and I don't know if this is a real place or not, but there's like a facility near the lake, near a giant lake of some kind, that has a symbol, like a statue out front. It almost looks like a fist holding a lightning bolt, but not really. I couldn't tell. But it's glass windows all around, a white stone roof, and then like there's windows, stone, stone, and then like it's weird shaped, like weird angles. And then inside of it is like a shopping mall on one side, a restaurant area on the other side, like a cafeteria. Then the lobby with a welcome center desk, like a customer service area. And then there's like pathways, and then there's an elevator which goes up the building, but you can't see the top of the building from outside. But when you're inside, there's a top of the building. It's almost like it's invisible. And on top of the building, there's people living in apartments. It's like a hotel room. Each floor has different rooms. And I was walking up there and I saw so many people, so many people. And then I took the elevator shaft down, and that's where the danger room area was. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm usually not claustrophobic, but in that dream, I was so claustrophobic. Oof, there's so many cars driving today. The sky is so quiet. It's like a quiet rain. There's nobody outside, no one in the hallways. I don't even feel like I'm awake right now, to be quite honest with you. I feel like I'm still dreaming. In the back of my mind, there's a part of me that's like this solid dream. How? So I was dreaming, and then this is a dream. Okay, where's the real reality then? Is it this one? And I'm just like seeing it like this. And is there no one in the world that can explain to me how it is that I can die so many times? I'm confused. I'm not even scared anymore. I'm just like, What? Why is Jesus talking to me in dreams? Why is he chuckling when I talk to him? Why are there all these like powerful psychic beings and creatures and these people in governments and these like weird military underground bunker places? Like, why the fuck am I involved in any of this in my dreams? And then when I'm awake, why is it when I look at the sky, I don't feel the sky? I feel claustrophobic looking up at the sky. Like, I just want to fucking fly up there and break it. Like, let me out. I just want to go and sit on the surface. I just want to breathe. Ooh, and I feel it right here. Do any of you feel this? Am I like the only one who feels this? Like right here. No, right here. Dang, I need a tan. Holy shit. Your sunglasses? What the fuck is this? Hello, my name is Luxana. I'm apparently the light itself. The fucking thumbnails I make on YouTube. Oh my god. I still think the funniest and weirdest thing in my dream today was how Jesus was laughing. Do you guys know how kind that man is? I find it absurd. Like, I find it absurd. What the fuck is happening to my face? Where did the facial hair go? I didn't even shave for like 2 weeks almost, dude. What the fuck? I'm so confused. I'm looking at something, but I'm not looking at something that I'm looking at. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I need more coffee. I need a blend or something. Oh my god, I look like a 12-year-old. And in all these dreams, do you know I'm not even like age-wise over the age of 16? In all my dreams, I'm like a teenager. I don't get it. Here, I feel like a fucking crone. In my dreams, I'm like barely a maiden. And I'm always dealing with some mother figure who's like, do this way, do that way. And I'm like, why? And it's usually Gaia or some like weird, powerful queen and like a dark queen or like a dark Galadriel. And she's like, do it better than me. And I'm like, what? The meter? Is that you? What's going on here? I ate so many pomegranates last night. I ate so many. I can't even begin. I was like, I love pomegranates. Wait, there's pomegranates in the High Priestess card. And the High Priestess is Persephone. And I just said Demeter. Dang it, am I the maiden? Fucking fuck. That means I gotta be more ladylike. Whoops. I wonder if I'm really actually the age I am. Is it my teeth? That's like a toddler missing their teeth. It's so funny. I'm either completely fucking delusional and like, I don't know, or I'm onto something. And if I'm onto something, I don't know if I want to be onto something. Oh, right, that entity thing. You know, every time I ever want to, like, I ever allow myself to feel positive emotions for somebody, that thing shows up. So when the stuff was going on with the butterfly and the other ones, and I'm like, okay, let me just keep digging. Let me keep digging. Let me keep going with this flow. And then I was like, oh no, I'm being gaslit. I'm being lied to. I'm being manipulated. And in a way, I was. And I am. But in that dream with Jesus in there, it's like, look at it differently. Look at the bigger picture. And I was like, the bigger picture is made out of little pictures. Why do you want me to look at the big picture? And then he's like, reverse it. Okay, so go from the big picture to the little picture. And I was like, before I could even say anything, the dream shifted. But I saw a big picture. And it makes no sense to me. Like, what do you want me to do with that image? That has nothing to do with me. And then there's a side of me that knows. But that side of me is like the shadow side that keeps putting the light side of me in like blonde ditch town. And I'm like, "Doo, doo, 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 I have no idea what's going on." And I genuinely don't. But some other part of me knows exactly what's going on. And she's not saying anything. So I'm like playing Blues Clues with myself, dude. Like, and then I have to catch myself and I have to catch other people in manipulation. And then I have to like use my mind power and like my emotions to be like, okay, is this manipulation beneficial or detrimental? And every time it's beneficial. Every time. Even those people who call themselves my enemies, everything they're doing or they've done has benefited me somehow. I'm better for all of it. So it's like, what the fuck do I even have to fear from enemies? Oh, I'm sorry. Is that Satan? Did you bring me coffee? Oh, I'm sorry. Is that Jesus? Hi. Love you. You know, it's like, oh, is that death? Buddy, can we go? And he's like, nah, bitch. And I'm like, Zoe, and life shows up, and I'm like, you fucking brat. Can we live? And she's like, not yet. Why? And when I ask that question, I keep seeing myself underwater, like bobbing underwater, and I'm like, bloop, 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 bloop. And they're like, get out of the water. And I'm like, no, get out of the water, Celeste. No, cozy in here. Get out. And I'm like, no. And then they call it the whirlpools, they distort the water, they electrify the water, they burn it, they throw me in like different parts of it. And I'm like, nope, just keep on swimming, keep on swimming. They're like, bitch, you're swimming through fire. And I'm like, we threw you in the lake of fire of the damned. And I'm like, why can't we kill you? I've even tried to help you. Like, it doesn't work. So at this point, I may as well get out of the water and see what's on the fucking land. And metaphorically and emotionally, if you guys resonate with any of this, it's like we've been really digging in negative emotions a lot. And let me tell you, from a Scorpio sun sign in the Vedic or whatever, I don't fucking know what my sign is. I've dug deep. I've swam deep. I felt every poison. I felt every fucking weapon. I have felt everything. But you know what I haven't felt? Everything good. In this lifetime, I have not felt everything good. In the previous lifetime, I was required to be subservient and to play a role. I mean, it was still me. I was 100,000% authentic. But the role I had to play was of the trophy wife, you know? And in this life, it's like, oh, what are you going to play this life? I have no idea. Like, I've been waiting for direction and like someone to lead me on and be like, okay, where are we going? What are we doing, buddy? And they're like, okay, this is what we got to do. This is where we got to be. This is time. This is that. This is this. But in this life, it's all up to me. But it really isn't. Stop it. Do you guys see that? Do you see anything? I'm gonna go fight something. I'll be back later. You guys saw that, right? You saw someone standing right there, right? Gonna go kick a demon's ass. I'll be back.